out the fight, yeah, bring on all the lightning. Cause I'm looking for a hero, look inside the mirror, I find one. Oh, carry the hurt when it gets too hard, pick it up, dust it off. When I fall down 11, I get up 12, don't need nobody else. Yeah, I can save myself.
Welcome back, bold listeners. I'm Mackenzie Goslin, your host of the Be Bold podcast. Today, I have the pleasure of being sat with Nadia Habib. Nadia, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good, thank you. Thank you so much for being here.
Of course.
So Nadia has built an incredible career in real estate, holding titles from agent, broker, managing broker, VP, and now director. And that's only a few. I know we're probably just scratching the surface with some titles there. Beyond business success, you're also a great friend, amazing mom, and honestly one of the biggest driving forces behind me starting my own business. This convo is special for me today because a lot of what I've learned about leadership, confidence, and growth is through you and watching you kind of build your life. So lots to chat about today.
I'm honored.
So let's just get started. Let's dive right in. Through all of the positions that I've just listed and changes in your career, what's helped you in kind of keeping that driving force to want to continue to level up and not just get content and stagnant with one of those great roles?
I don't think there ever comes a time where you don't want to become content with what you have, especially being a mother and having this type of career that is, driven all the time. I want to accomplish more, but then you get to a very comfortable level where you're like, okay, my life is going good. Why am I going to continue my path in achieving bigger success? I go back to, my childhood. I never had anyone to look up to. I never had the driving force. I never had the mother that was driven to accomplish more. And that's something that I never wanted to put in front of my daughter. I wanted her to see that there is a glass ceiling, that you will break through that glass ceiling because it's very easy. So for me, it's setting examples, but not only for her, but for the young females that I have that work for me as agents. I want them to see that you can easily accomplish things like this. Like, it doesn't have to be hard if you can just take control of your time, take control of your calendar.
Yeah. So, that's a really cool concept, right? Because this role did not exist for you. And then you're becoming that for other people, kind of with a clean blank slate. You don't have a role model that you're trying to mimic, right? So you're kind of doing this and learning as you go, which is kind of what I want to dive into. But also the other part of this is the driving force. You need to find a why. You and I have had conversations off table about your why and why that's so important. And I know you do that in a lot of the speaking engagements that you do and the coaching that you do is finding your why. So can you tell us a little bit about what your why is specifically, but also why that's important for everybody to find? And even though that might look different for everybody?
It'll always look different for everybody, but when you have your why, the purpose of why you are driving as hard as you're driving, it's a level of accomplishment when you, to be able to drive that hard because of your why. It's because you're affecting so many people. Your why is the effect that you're going to have on this world, be it your audience, be it your children, your parents, your friends. It's the effect that you're going to have on them and the example that you're going to set. So for myself, determining my why, never really felt as a child that I had a family. So for me, the most important thing at 14 years old, all I wanted was a family. I wanted kids to call my own. I wanted to love them like I've never been loved. And I want to receive love that is unconditional.
Yeah.
Fortunately, my kids were able to give me that. I never had anyone set an example for me of how hard to work in business, but I wanted to set an example not only for my why, but my why exceeds my kids. I see these young females coming into the business and males, and they want to work so hard and they want to accomplish so much. Women in this industry, it was a male-dominated industry, and our industry now is mostly 65% females, but you don't see them shining in this industry to take over.
Yeah.
And that's because the dominance of the male is there. So for me, I want to show them that you can break through that, that you can accomplish. Entrepreneurs like yourself, you don't need much. You just need that little bit of confidence from someone that believes in you. And look at you. Look at what you've established just by taking that extra leap, taking that chance.
I think that there's two parts of what you just said that really stick out for me. And it's the why being something that like you have to get real honest about what that is. So it's easy to say like my why is family, but for you, it's a lot deeper than that. My why is something that I did not have and I decided to change that for myself.
Correct.
That's the why. And then
Correct.
be a role model for others through that. But it's finding what your why is and like looking at yourself honestly in the mirror first, because if you can tap into that, I feel like that's the success, right? In following your why.
Well, you and I have had many conversations. I mean, what you don't have or what you've gone through, there's two ways of looking at it. You can either look at it as a feel sorry for me moment,
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
going to drag and carry with you for the rest of your life. It's going to influence your family. It's going to influence your career. Or you can look at what happened, because everybody comes with a story.
Yeah.
Everybody comes with pain. Everybody has gone through a situation. I don't know anyone that has not gone through
Yeah.
something. So you can either take that and let it destroy your future, or you can
Use it
take
as
that
fuel.
and use it as fuel
Yeah.
and power to become somebody that can demolish that past.
Okay, so I want to talk about something then. Like, that's confidence, right? Like, everything, when you're speaking with confidence. And I know you personally, and I know it's taken a while to get there too,
Yes,
right? But
yes.
do you feel that, like, when you walk on stage, people just assume like this came easy to you because you are confident? You've always
the
been
time.
confident?
All the time.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, how do you do that? Because I don't go prepared. It's
Yeah.
what's in here. So what I do is I make sure that I'm educated on the topic that I'm going to be talking about. And it's easy for me because it's a conversation. If you gave me a teleprompter and told me to read off of that, I'm going to sound like I'm reading
Yeah.
my entire, presentation. But people think that it comes easy. I remember when I used to be embarrassed to stand up and walk across the room to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Like I was so embarrassed. I'm like, people are looking at me.
Yeah.
Oh my God. But now it's, so what? I don't care.
Yeah.
Like I'm going to the bathroom.
So going back to that though, right? Because a lot of our listeners are people who are still feeling that. They're still like scared to get up to go to the washroom, or they don't know, or they have imposter syndrome. Like, do you feel like, how do you break through to that? Was it just experience, repetition? Are there any tricks to the trade of like finding confidence, or what would you advise?
There's no tricks. It's finding your comfort zone.
Yeah.
So for me, listening to different coaches, it was get on stage and imagine everybody, in their underwear. I'm like, this doesn't work. Or get on stage and just know what you're talking about. You're still going to get the sweats.
Yeah.
So now I get on stage and my eyesight is above everybody else's. I never look anyone in the eye unless I want to.
Wow.
So that has given me the confidence to speak, as in I am telling everyone what's in my head, but I'm not looking at anyone's facial expressions, because that is what's going to get you. Like, what did I say something wrong?
Yeah.
Do they not like it? Or if I see people on their phones and I'm like, maybe I'm boring the audience, so I stopped doing that. And now I just I have a line and I stare at that line.
Yeah. And do you feel like it's still you showing up personal there, or is it almost like you're putting on a power suit and it's like Nadia managing director versus Nadia homebody? Like, does it feel still very authentic in that role, or do you feel like it's kind of like a, not a mask, but like a kind of defense wall where it's just like, I'm going in, I have a job to do. And that's kind of what helps separate the anxious feelings and the...
Not at all.
No?
I think you have to be very natural, and you have to be very comfortable with yourself and your audience. I walk in there when we do, testing, mic testing. I walk in there, I know what my audience is going to look like, but I also know the topic that I'm going to be talking about. There's nothing worse than listening to a speaker that just learned that topic and is delivering it.
Yeah.
So that's where fakeness comes in. But for me, when you're educated on it, you know what you're talking about. And the same thing goes with friends. Like we're having a conversation. We've had many conversations. I'm going to say what I feel comfortable saying. It's hard when you're splitting your personalities.
I think that's what makes you so engaging as a speaker too, right? And the reason I brought that up is because I have heard the coaching and the advice of just, fake it till you make it, or just put on the mask, or, it's not you, don't take it personal. But I think those are the most boring people to listen to. I think that that's not personal. I think, especially after COVID, there's been such a switch on people want to see the human connection. They
Yes.
want to see the faults and the stumbles and the, hey guys, you know what? Like, I'm showing up as I am, because you can connect with that. I think you actually get less people on your phones. And
right now, people are missing humanity.
Yeah.
Everybody is, especially with everybody is driven towards AI and AI doing things for them. And the personal touch is gone. And people want to see the human side of you. That is what makes you real. That is what creates the following for you, is that they see that human side of you, and either they believe in it or they don't believe in it. And you're not going to be for everyone. Like, that's one thing that leaders have to understand, is that you are not going to be for everybody. You're going to have your audience.
So let's talk about that then. Like, I would imagine like a woman of your success and of your caliber is there jealousy involved? Have you stumbled into people that maybe aren't really rooting for you, that they feel threatened by you, whether it be other women or even men in your industry that are like just whoa and blown away and maybe don't understand it for the actual work that went into it? Like I'm talking jealousy, I'm talking concepts like that. Have you ran into any of that?
I remember
What's
at
that
the
look
beginning
like?
of my career when I became managing broker. So I was manager, then a manager broker, even as a salesperson. I was very successful as a salesperson. Then I wanted more. I wanted to learn more. But it was the perception. So people look at you and they look at, okay, you're a good looking person. You must have gotten that role based on your looks. No one stops to actually listen to you to see if you have the knowledge to have that role that carries with you in everything that you do. Unfortunately, for women, this is how we're perceived. Now, jealousy is all around us.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I have to say the biggest moments of jealousy did not come from men. Actually, men were the ones that in my life, in my professional career, are the ones that gave me the opportunity to be where I am today. The jealousy came from females. And I don't know why we are in a world where we want to empower other females, but we have a problem carrying through with what we're saying. It's easy to get on stage and say, I want all of you guys to succeed. But when it comes to actually helping you succeed, it's what is in it for me. And are you going to be above me? Because now there's a problem.
Yeah. And so how do you navigate that then? Like it gets lonely at the top. Like that's
Very
a
lonely.
common statement, but it is true. I believe that the more that my career is kind of growing and the more that I'm around empowering women, I see that that's like a common struggle throughout all industries. Never mind just real estate, but it's the sad truth. And so how do you combat that? Like, I know that you are always, you walk the talk in terms of supporting other women. I think that's one of the reasons you're here today. You've been nothing but a support for my business. So how do you go about cultivating that with your agents and within EXP and your community? Because it takes one to start the change too, right? So
Absolutely. And like, yes, I always say it's very, very lonely at the top.
Yeah.
But you build a very solid circle around you, be it your friends or your family. I mean, in anybody's life, there's 10 to 15 important people in your life that you would do anything for. Everyone else that I work with, I'm there to do my job and to help them do theirs. I want to excel, but I want them to excel either with me or faster than I am. So you have to create a separation in order to survive. Like you can't carry this big of a load at the executive level and continue to have everybody as your friend. Your social circle is very, very small, what I found, but it's so fulfilling because it is true relationships.
yeah, and I mean, I know that of you that like you do have a select few that you would move absolute mountains for, but it is a select few.
Yes.
And do you feel that that circle has gotten a lot smaller as you've grown in your career?
Absolutely. People come into your life for specific reasons, and they were all there, and I was, very fortunate to have them there. But you outgrow your circles and you move ahead, and then as you become, different levels of your career, you don't have that much time to waste outside of your career. So the people that you want to spend time with, those are the people that I would move mountains for.
Yeah. And do you find that your circle is more entrepreneurs or more people that don't do business? Is it a mix of both? Is
It's a mix of both.
I mean, I know some of the
Yeah,
answers,
yeah.
but I want to ask you
Yeah.
just to kind of
It's a
chat
mix
about
of
what that
both.
looks like.
Like my intimate circle, I don't look for what your position is. I don't look for, what do you do for a living, who your family is. I look for, do our hearts connect? And do our brains connect? And do we have the same values? That's what's important to me, because having that love for a friend means a lot. It's what helps you get up every day. You feel loved.
I think it's also like people who know you for you and not all of the success and the whatever. Like we love being around those people who know us for our careers, but your career isn't who you are.
It's not.
It's a big part of it, especially when you're an entrepreneur. Like it's gotta be, because that's your why, that's your passion, I think it absolutely is a big part of your identity. I think people who say it's not, I don't personally, it's a personal opinion.
Yeah. No, I
You've got
agree
to
with
like
you.
live and breathe what you do to be successful. But I also don't think that it's your full identity, or it shouldn't, because
No.
careers do come and go, even
Yeah.
businesses come and go.
Yeah.
So I think being with a core set of friends that like know you for you and your values, and you can drop the mask a little bit.
You just let it go.
And just like
Yeah, and
shoot
just
the
enjoy
shit.
it.
I was like, can we
Yes.
swear on this? But I guess we can because it's be bold. So
Yeah. I think it's so important to be able to just let go and be you.
Yeah.
Be yourself. Like, I don't want to have to pretend. I don't want to have to dress up. I want my hair to be in a bun, and I want to be in
Yeah.
tights or shorts, and I just want to hang out with
But
my
I don't
friends.
think a lot of people see that side of you. And I can be attest to it because I've seen that side. I love that side.
Yeah.
And to me, they're the same person because I've connected with you authentically at the core. So I see you in both of those positions. But
Yeah.
I would imagine that a lot of the people listening in terms of your audience probably don't see you by the campfire.
No.
You know, I think your favorite food is chicken wings. Like,
Yes.
correct? Like, I don't think people
Yeah.
would see you on stage and be like, yeah, that girl loves chicken wings. But that's you. And I mean, is that something that you show to your agents or not really? And
No,
that's
because like I'm there to help them in their career.
Yeah.
And again, this is the separation between friends and colleagues. Not everybody in your professional career needs to be a friend, right? So there's that separation for me because I cannot, if I'm not all in, I'm not going to lead you to think that I'm all in.
Yeah.
So if I can't have you as a friend, like for example, you and Cassandra and my other friends, I will not have you in my life in that capacity because I don't want to undermine the friendship. I don't want to cut it short for you. So yes, I am the person that our cheat meals have become more frequent.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
chicken wings and beer.
Thanks for
That's
airing
what
that
we like
out.
to have, and sit by the campfire and listen to music and, hang out with my kids. That is my favorite time.
I love that. I want to talk about like, because you did touch on it and we kind of skimmed over it, but the whole like man's world. Because I know you mentioned that women are maybe more the ones that have the jealousy and stuff, but it is a man's world. And I think that's part of your driving force with teaching your daughter that there's a glass ceiling. So let's talk about that specific in real estate.
Yeah.
Would you say that real estate is still a man's dominated industry?
So statistically, it is a female dominated industry. I can say like at EXP, it's 60% of executives at EXP are female. And
Wow.
the same thing with the real estate industry in general.
So that's
60 to
not just
60
EXP,
No,
that's
as agents, right? However, they're not showing, like it's the perception that it is still a man's industry. However, females are able to move deals like no one else. They're getting into the commercial space. They are getting into land development, such as a client of yours that you have.
Yeah.
So they are the ones that are the driving force. However, the perception still remains that it's the male dominance in real estate.
Why do you think like women can move mountains like that? Like, is it because we're just like, we can multitask? Is
They're
it
just
because like
great
we're
problem
just like,
solvers.
yeah, is that what
You
it is?
know,
Like, there's
it's-
something about
They're not fixated on one solution. They'll always
Creative.
they're creative. They will always find a way to make it work if they want to make it work and if there is a way to make it work. But yes, like you said, multitaskers. We raise families. We are there for our friends. We know how to be in different places at once, where I find men struggle a little bit with that. Like give them one item, two items, and then they can work on it. However, we're all over the place. We're built that way.
Yeah. So when you're out at your conferences and networking and like you travel a lot, right? Like you are
do,
the managing director of Canada. So it's like you're all over Canada and into the States and everywhere really,
Everywhere,
like
yeah.
beyond even just Canada and the States.
Yeah.
So talk to me about like lifestyle for you because you've got, I mean, I see you often as your friend, like you are home and home is London, Talbotville, around
Yeah.
this area. But you're not home often and you're flying everywhere. How do you balance? How do you manage? How do you show up for your agents, still show up for yourself?
Separation. So when I'm with my agents, I'm 100% with my agents. When I am home with my family and my friends, I'm 100% present there.
And so showing up as a woman, right? Like you
Yeah.
can juggle is where I was kind of
Absolutely.
segueing.
Absolutely. And I try to keep to the best of my ability the same lifestyle that I live at home traveling. So, a lot of people look at traveling in your business as prestige. really is not.
Yeah.
You know, you're
So,
from
like, eye
airport to
mask,
hotel, and I don't even do
takeout,
that.
yeah.
Like for me, it's I get there. If my travel is 4 to 5 days, I make sure I Uber Eats my vegetables, my fruits to the room. I don't eat out often.
Yeah.
I Uber Eats salads to the room. Like I try to keep my same lifestyle, and as long as the hotel has a gym, we're good to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you enjoy travel, or like does traveling for work almost kind of ruin like leisure travel? Is kind of a burning question I have, I
to
guess.
me, you would get up and drive to your studio, your office
Yep.
every day. For me, it's like you driving, I'm flying to my meeting. That's all it is. That's how
Yeah.
I look at it.
Yeah.
So, yes, it could be luxury for others, like you're flying. It's not that fun, guys. Come
Yeah,
on. Like, who
yeah.
wants to be in a
You're
plane
working
all the
and you're
time?
also working. So you're like
I'm
you're
working on the flight as well.
emailing and
Yeah,
you're like
yeah.
you're not looking out the window taking pictures,
it's a
living
day
the
at
luxury
work.
life. It's work for you.
It's
Yeah.
For me, it's work. It's like, you know, if a delay at the airport is like you getting into a traffic jam. That's how I look at it.
It
Like,
just holds
yeah.
up your whole work
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So, because you travel and like I know EXP does a lot of conferences and they're very much like they are a cloud-based brokerage, but they
Yes.
try to do as many things in person to get the agents together and networking and all those things. And you've built, because you're very much in the growth space with your company, you've built relationships with a lot of your agents. I know through personal experience that real estate can be a lot of the glam life or perceived that way, but there is some that's true with the lifestyle and the luxury and the drinking and the networking and the staying out late and building the relationships that way and the fine dining. And do you get into that with your agents? Do you separate it? Do you like what does that look like for you? Because it is a big part of their culture.
Yes. And so again, we go back to perceived,
Yeah.
what the perception is. So surprisingly, when I joined EXP, that is not the culture. So for us, I've never met so many people in real estate that are into fitness, health. They don't drink. So for them, it's just water only. There's nothing wrong with enjoying a casual drink, but they're not into the luxury going out, having dinners and the drinking. They're all about their health. I have not attended one conference where I don't go to the gym and I see the majority of them working out there or going for walks or planning bike rides or hikes. So again, I see maybe because it's a cloud-based brokerage where they connect online more so than in person and they build a stronger relationship because it's not built over the dinners and the drinks.
Isn't the ego
Yeah.
part? It's
Yes.
more of like what the conversation actually is
Correct.
worth over Zoom.
Correct,
Versus
yeah.
what you're wearing, what you drove,
Yeah,
what you,
no one cares.
what dinner, what restaurant
Yeah.
you're going to for the meeting. It's
Yeah.
more about the actual connection, right?
And agents that really care about what others think of them. So I call it the Instagram life of
Yeah.
agents, and then what's really behind closed doors. They have to think it through. Like that, what you're putting out there, your clients look at that, and
Yeah.
are you matching what your clients are? I mean, nobody selling a $500,000 home wants to see someone in a Lamborghini pull up,
Yeah,
right? So
exactly.
you've got to match what your clients are.
What would you say the importance for social media presence for agents is right now? Like high priority?
High priority is what your clients want to see, not what you want to see.
And-
you might want to see your face on there, but your clients want to see what's important, which is statistics, what's happening in the mortgage industry, what's happening across Canada. That's what they want to see, not you pulling out from a Jag. No one wants to see that.
Yeah. And let's talk about career as a real estate agent. Like, is it something that you would advise to other people, like not your realtors and your agents who are already in the thick of it, but somebody like not new, like it's a kid in high school who's like, I kind of want to go into real estate, or your kids even. Is it something that you would suggest as a financially free, no cap kind of
Yes.
career for somebody? Like, what are the benefits, and is it something you'd
I thought about
push?
it. Yeah, like I thought about what if my kids came to me and said,
Yeah.
I want to get into real estate. It was important to me that my kids get an education because I wanted them to develop that mental capacity that they have. I didn't want them just to dive into real estate. And a lot of successful agents did right after high school.
Yeah.
However, not a path I wanted for my kids. Now, I would suggest it to anyone that has an interest in real estate.
Yeah.
Not someone that I want to go into real estate because
make
it makes a
money.
lot of money. No, it's not about that. There's a lot of hardship in real estate. You're constantly chasing. You have to manage your finances. You're not getting paid on a biweekly basis. It's commission check to commission check. Do I advise it? Yes, it's a phenomenal career, especially for women. We get to raise a family.
Yeah.
There's no boss that you have to ask if your kid is homesick. You just take the day off and you spend it with your family. But
You can even work too if you have clients that are like family, like you're treating that like you can bring your
child with you. Yeah.
kid.
My kids will tell you they went to
Yeah.
a lot of showings.
That's
but
probably why they were like, I don't want to do real estate. I don't think any of your kids are in real
No,
estate,
none
right?
of them want to get into it,
But
but
they understand the
they
benefits because
understand.
some of them even have a portfolio of real
Yes.
estate investment. So
Yeah.
they've been exposed to it
Yeah.
for sure,
Yeah.
right?
They understand the value of real estate. But the other reason why I say real estate is a great career, if you stay in real estate, that's all you'll ever be. But if you use real estate to invest in real estate, to teach real estate, become a real estate coach, there's so many things that you can expand on beyond just selling or helping clients buy and sell homes. So that's
Yeah.
why I like it.
There's also home staging. Like there's so
Yeah,
much
there's so
connected
much,
to
yeah.
real estate that
Yeah.
like you might find another passion that's associated. But
Yeah.
I think it's cool because it's entrepreneurship
Yeah.
too. Like people don't realize that realtors are their own. Yes, you have a brokerage that like
You own your own
you have to
business.
be, but
Yeah.
you own your own business. Like
Yeah.
your leads are up to you, your income is up to you. Like it is running your own business, and you can also market the way you want. Like you do have the flex of running your own business as an agent,
Yeah,
right?
you're an independent contractor,
Yeah.
so it is your own business, but it's what you do with that business. Again, you can't just stay in one industry. You can't put your eggs all in one basket.
Yeah.
The more you venture outside related to real estate, the better you become in the industry.
Yeah. And I know that you can build a team now in real estate. Like it's changed where it doesn't have to be a one-man show. Like
Yeah.
if you're scared to get into real estate because you feel it's a lonely career, that's changing, correct? Or
I don't think real estate is a lonely career. It's a lot of socializing.
Yeah.
But again, it's finding that pocket that is going to give you that exhale.
Mm-hmm.
So are you spending all of your time in real estate, or are you taking a step back, on the days that you want to take a step back?
Yeah.
Because it does become emotionally exhausting.
yeah.
I mean, you're dealing with personalities all day.
Yeah. And so let's talk about that a little bit. Like it's a lot of people. It's a lot of dealing with people.
Yeah.
And would you consider yourself like a people's person?
Um,
I'm laughing because I know you and it kind of feels like a loaded question. It shouldn't be, but it kind of
So-
is.
if you watch my socials, I might look like the most extroverted person you've ever met. I'm actually a big introvert. When I'm done being on stage, talking to my agents, doing training or coaching or whatever it is, I like to hide on my couch
Yeah.
and just watch TV.
People don't realize like I had the craziest social battery. Like I'm a social butterfly.
I know.
And like owning a social business, I'm like, I've never had the most drained social battery in my life. Like
Yeah.
I'm just ready by the end of the day to curl up, put my phone down and like watch a show
Yeah.
and be by myself. That was never true. I almost feel like getting into a social career
Yeah.
made me go introverted a little bit because you like you got to respect your peace moments now, right?
Yeah,
Do you feel the same?
Absolutely. Like,
Yeah.
again, no one really knows, but I am a huge introvert.
Yeah.
And I love my quiet time. I love my time with my friends, my family. I don't think my circle is more than 10 to 15 people. And that is enough for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's next for you? Like you're blossoming right now, thriving. I don't know what word they all fit. You're on stage. You're growing the company in the Canadian side and probably beyond that, if we're being honest. So, what's next for you? Like you're growing the company. Are there cool events happening? Things coming
Yeah,
up?
we've got a lot of cool events coming. So we call them rallies. We're doing those all across Canada. They start next month. We have our Calgary conference for 2027 coming up. So that's going to be very exciting. What's next for me is continuing to enjoy the ride.
Yeah.
Helping as many individuals as I can in the agent industry, but I also lead a team of 200 to 300 employees that we have.
crazy.
And my goal is to continue to help them get to that next level, because as a leader, if you don't help those that surround you succeed and become leaders themselves, then you really haven't done your job.
Yeah.
So it's important to me to make sure that they are learning along the way, they are leading along the way, and they are on the right path.
I think that like your leadership skills are insane. Like not
you.
even just in real estate, but I think you empower everybody around you, be it family, be it me, be it friends. Like again, I started the episode by saying I probably wouldn't have started my business without you. I may have started it, but not at the time that I did. And like, I mean, I will say your leadership skills are like trial by fire. Like you're just like, do it, you can do it,
You've
go.
got this. Go.
Speaking of, like I started my journey, I think before I even launched my company, you invited me to go speak on stage for social media at like
Halifax, Newfoundland.
I've never talked about confidence and learning to build confidence. Like you should have told me that thing about look above people's eyes.
should
because
have, yeah.
my God, like I was not prepared.
It was kind of fun to watch you, though.
No, this is what I mean, trial by fire.
Yeah.
She literally was like, here's a stage of a million people. Like, fly, child, fly. And like, I remember going back to the hotel room and crying from that. I mean, you might even have agents watching now that probably were at that event and like, thank you so much for sitting there and not booing. But it taught me so much. Like it really did. And then having the confidence of you sitting there, like, I think I remember looking at you at one point and you knew it was going bad, but you were
And I
just
was
like,
smiling.
I'm not
I'm like,
bailing
you're
you out. And
Yeah.
and you were just smiling. And I honestly learned so much, and I've gained a lot of confidence through that. And it made me start my business. Like I launched my business, I think in the airport on that trip, because I
You
was
did,
like,
but you say you bombed the presentations, but you came out of those two presentations
clients.
with 3 clients
Yeah.
or 4 clients.
Yeah.
So you didn't really bomb the presentation, but in your head,
Oh, yeah.
you didn't have the
I blacked
confidence.
out.
Well, your mouth was still going, so it was good.
that's probably me black. I don't think that stops even when I'm blacked out. But
Mackenzie, you've got to understand, I've watched you way before I pushed you.
Yeah.
If I didn't feel that you had it in you, there was no way I was pushing you, because I was taking a chance on me too. And I'm like, oh my God, is she going to faint up there? But I saw your confidence level because we worked together before. I saw what you're able to achieve.
I think it's just, if you can figure out how to get uncomfortable and be comfortable uncomfortable, you can start a business, you can do the things. And if you can find people that in and of itself, you have to find within you. But then I also think finding women around you, and it might not be your friends and family. Your friends and family might not get it, but it's finding people, whether it's other business owners or people in your industry or other industries like yourself, that are just rooting for you and are like, you can go. And they're willing to push you when you're not willing to push yourself, but they believe in you. And I think that's what you do with your EXP agents. That's what you do with your family and your friends. And I give you such kudos to that, because I think that there's so much more to just the lady that people see on stage. Like the leadership mindset and the dedication to people that you have is really what makes you like blossom in your career and life, I think.
It's honestly what makes me wake up every single day and look forward to the day. I don't do it, I never chase it because of money. I never chase it for other reasons other than I love doing what I do, but I also like to see other people succeed along the way. And for me, when I see your success, I'm like, I am so proud of you for what you've accomplished, because it's you who did it.
And we're a testament to like what we were saying about women not rooting for each other, or saying that they want to root for each other, but they don't actually execute and show up. Like what I have with you is the complete opposite of that.
Absolutely.
And what we're trying to cultivate with Be Bold is like, my success does not affect yours does not affect mine. And it would never shadow the other one. Like, yes, we're in separate industries. Maybe that helps a bit, but I don't even
know.
think.
I think it goes back to the way you are as a person, as a human being. Like if somebody wanted to get into the same industry that you're in right now, you would give them the pointers on how to start. So it goes back to the individual. If you're not that jealous type, if you root for people, that's never going to change.
I think it's like the belief of who you surround yourself with. Like, you are who you're around. So if you want to be around empowered women, you're going to be empowered, and you're going to empower back. If you want to be around small-minded people who believe in scarcity over abundance, you're all going to be fighting for the same dollar.
Your room changes along the way too, right? The people that you surround yourself by now are not going to be the same people professionally that you surround yourself by 2 years or 3 years from now. You have to get uncomfortable in the rooms. If you know everything that everybody knows, you're never going to grow. So you've got to place yourself in rooms where they know more than you, so that you can catch up to that level and continue doing it throughout your career.
Keep growing.
So
we've talked about some incredible things today, and I just think you're incredible. And what you're doing is literally blazing a trail for people that don't know where to go. Like, people are feeling lost right now, and it's about listening to people who are trying to figure it out too. I'm sure you also feel lost on some days, but you're like, going back to the beginning of the conversation, like, you didn't have the role model, and you're becoming that for other people. So kudos to you. Like, I think that that's incredible. And I want to leave this episode off with just asking you, like, if there was one piece of advice that you could give to like older Nadia or younger Nadia, you're still very young for the record, or somebody just starting out that like wants to, maybe it's real estate, maybe it's just they feel empowered and they want to start their own journey in their own career, what would you say to them? Like, what's your golden nugget of advice?
Never just jump in without knowing exactly where you want to end up. So never think that I want to become this, but I don't have the knowledge to be it. Start something that you're comfortable doing. If it's real estate and you have people skills and you have a level of care and you have a little bit of a finance background or know how to manage your money, get into real estate. But when you're thinking about becoming an entrepreneur, follow the talent that you currently have, because it's hard to develop. You have to have that drive. If I were to give advice to younger Nadia, it's learn your finances better.
Oh,
Okay. So Uncle Taxman attacked me the second year, and I'm like, whoa,
Yeah.
that's a lot of
That's a
money
big
to
one.
pay.
Yeah.
So again, I I ran with the career at the level that I wanted to run. I wanted to be a mom first and then a real estate agent. And I was very fortunate that I got to raise my kids while I was doing real estate, but I also couldn't do much past what I did until my kids got a little bit older. My kids, 5 years ago, they all moved out of the house. I was 44 years old when they all moved out. And for me, I'm like, now what?
Yeah.
That is when I felt like I can take my career to that next level because there was nothing that was going to stop me from being mom first and then career second.
Well, I just think that there's nothing that's gonna stop you in general. And if there's something that thinks it's going to, get the heck out of the way is my advice. But I think you're just a powerhouse. I think you're also a lovely human being above
you.
everything you've done career wise. You show up for other people probably before you even show up for yourself.
I adore you. Thank
So
you.
I just, yeah, I admire you. You've been a
I
big
appreciate
moving
you.
point.
And
So
you know what? I admire you right back. I
Thank
think
you.
you've done a phenomenal job in your business.
not gonna cry.
And Mackenzie, not a lot of people have the drive that you do. And I think that's sometimes overlooked. Again, we go back to perception. I look at you, I look at your picture. I know who you are, but do others know who you are? The heart that you have behind the business that you've created. You give a shit about people.
Yeah.
You acknowledge people along the way. And most importantly, you show up for the circle that you have.
Yeah.
And that's what's important. It's not getting complacent that I have this business, yet I'm going to leave everybody behind and when I have time for that doesn't happen. Like you prioritize.
It's hard to juggle, right? It's hard to
very
juggle,
hard to
but
juggle.
I think that that's exactly what we're trying to do with Be Bold. And I'm so thankful that you're a part of it this season and
Yeah.
you've been a part of it behind the scenes a little bit prior. Even when we launched, we kind of bounced some ideas and you helped with the launch early on. So you've been a part of it well beyond just this season. And I'm so happy to have you because I think we do believe in that at its core. And that's what this circle is supposed to be. Like it's outside of my business and outside of your business. It's volunteer and it's something that
Yes.
we're doing
Yeah.
to support other women and give back and like just give that sounding board and create space for
And you
each
know
other.
what? They need to reach out.
Yeah.
Don't ever feel like you can't
Yeah.
reach out to bounce ideas off. I mean, I get Instagram messages or Facebook messages all the time. Like, I'm thinking about doing this. What do you think? It doesn't matter what I think.
Yeah.
Tell me what you know so I can help you get there.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe we can veer off of that or stay on the course, but reach out to other women.
Yeah.
You know, or whomever in your circle to get advice.
Yeah, it's there. The circles are there. Find them and reach out. I think that's a great
Yeah. I mean,
way
I
to
love it. Anybody can reach out to me at any time.
Thank you. That's exactly what we need from this Be Bold and everybody involved here. So thank you for being a part. Thank you for coming
pleasure.
on today and chatting with us.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, I'm so happy. Thank you for
Yeah.
being here. So I'm Mackenzie Goslin, your host of the Be Bold podcast. Stay tuned for the next episode.